Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the worst fucking podcast you've ever heard. Both Mikes.
There's the studio audience I like so
and
much.
And the crowd goes wild.
Yes. They'll go wild in another minute when I can pull us up here. A little slow starting here for today for some reason. You ever have one of them days where everything just doesn't work right?
Yeah. Seems like that a lot lately.
Yes.
I'll tell you a story when we get rolling here about my email today.
Well, welcome everybody to Both Mikes.
Hey guys, Both Mikes, the show about nothing and everything. Welcome, Mike Sofka.
Hey, and that over there is Mike Taylor, and together we are Both Mikes. You see what we did there?
Yes. Very clever, aren't we? You are listening to show number 105 of Both Mikes. We can be heard anywhere you can hear a podcast. We are live right now on twitch.tv/Both Mikes. Find us Friday night around 7 o'clock Eastern Time-ish. We usually run about an hour, 2 hours, give or take, to listen to our nonsense. We're good at nonsense, so, tell a friend. Find us anywhere podcasts can be heard. So what's up, sir? How's things? How's your spicy life doing today?
Hey, my spicy wife. What?
Life.
Oh.
Your wife is not just spicy today. She's spicy all the time.
That's correct. Correct.
She is spicy. Southern Georgia spicy.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to get into. I mean, it's a big day. I got jam-packed shows. I try to plan these shows a little bit ahead of time, give us some sort of direction.
Right. Yeah. Real quick on a crappy day for me.
Yeah.
I work 8 to 4. I don't take a lunch. I work straight through. I work remote from my house, and email was like real slow today. It was like great. I get to catch up. Working 50 hours a week is not bad if I can stay caught up.
Mm-hmm.
And then about 4:45, our chat room between the coworkers, everybody's like, "Hey, what's going on with the email? I just got 20 emails in 3 minutes."
Huh.
And it comes out that the email server was stopping certain emails from coming through, and they fixed
crazy.
it. Yeah, so all the people that were trying to email me yesterday for things are pissed off because I haven't responded to them, and all those emails came in at 5:15 today.
Oh yeah, at one time, all at one time too. That's freaking
exactly.
Beautiful.
And I'm trying to clock out and be done with my 52-hour work week. So yeah, spicy here too a little bit.
Well, I don't know what to say.
Well,
sorry.
No, I'm not looking for woes. Woe is me. But it just seems to have one of those days. It seems to be happening more often, more frequently lately, as it is with you.
All right. Well, wherever you're listening to us on a podcast or watching us or whatever, if you're listening to us, make sure you can sometimes go over and watch us, because sometimes we put crazy stuff up on the video here. So that may come in.
You get to see my crooked fucking shirt.
Yeah,
why is my shirt crooked?
It's crooked because it says California on it. Don't get me started.
Gonna fall into the ocean. Is that what you're trying to say? There we go. I won't move.
Yeah. I've ended many a phone call with people in California with that same sentiment. I'll be buying beachfront property in Utah.
Yeah, no, not Utah. Utah, there's some pretty weird freaking people there. Did you ever notice working at the RFC that people from certain parts of the country were stranger and more peculiar than other parts of the country?
Yeah, and usually, people from the Northeast get a bad rap, in
right,
general.
Right.
Those were usually the best people. Those were usually the coolest people. They knew how to
with
tip.
Personality. Yep. People with personality. I noticed that I would put Utah on the top of the list of strange people.
Really?
But yeah, I always thought Utah, Colorado, Iowa, and Oklahoma. And why Oklahoma? I don't know. It just sticks out in my mind. Maybe they were just bad tippers.
Oklahoma? But only two things come out of Oklahoma: steers and queers. I don't see no horns, boy. Anyway.
Nice. It's supposed to be a Texas joke, I thought.
Speaking about strange people, let's get into the alien update, my second favorite part of the show.
Okay.
They are capable of sinister and dangerous acts.
You weird alien man!
You know what I just discovered? The alien update sounds a lot better when I have the sound turned up on the video. But anyway, whatever.
Leave it to people's imagination.
Yes.
Yeah. You want people like tapping their speakers in their car
right.
or on their headphone.
Right.
Well, they died. Is this song? But the seconds are moving.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna try to pull up my list here. Guess who's at the top of my list today?
Justin Timberlake.
No. Well, go ahead and why don't you explain to everybody what the alien update is? Why don't you give me that?
Well, we have a theory that there are certain people in history and modern day that are much more advanced than others. That they're progressing the society that we know right now farther and faster than anybody else in any other time, and they just can't be human. They have to be of another sort. Yes,
there's about 7 billion people on a planet, and you're not going to tell me that these 7 have it all figured out so much more advanced over everybody else financially, technology-wise, and everything. These people are not much smarter than me, I know. And speaking of not much smarter than me, there's a picture of Musk, and I think that guy's name is Jack. Is that the guy's name from Twitter?
Jack? Mr. Meoff?
Yeah, right? I think he resigned as CEO, or this Paraguag Agral. Yeah, I can't make that up. It's Paragragawl.
Yeah,
so,
those are just letters.
Let's pull up what this clown's name was before, because he was a real nut job. This guy before, Jack, whatever. Anyway, he's not very happy with Elon Musk right now. Did you hear about this? Do you know what's going on with Musk and Twitter?
No, not at all.
Well,
I don't follow any news. This is my news for the week, bud.
Oh, perfect. Well, let me give you the rundown. That guy's name over there is Jack Dorsey, by the way. Thank you, Googlebox. Years ago, when my dad was working for a certain company, the owner of said company, which was a national company, had a disagreement with somebody at another company. So he bought that company and fired the guy, then sold the company. I thought that was pretty funny. Well, this is kind of what's going on here. Jack Dorsey kind of went away here not long ago, and magically Elon Musk in about one day bought 9.2% of the company. So now he has a seat on the board of Twitter.
Okay.
Now, there's a lot to talk about this, and one of the things is just the total breakdown of what this means. So I'm going to go slow to start, then we're going to take a deep dive here. He was a 9% interest in Twitter and a seat on the company's board of directors, sparking concerns how the billionaire business magnate might transform the social media site. See, all the little crybabies, all the little, it's fake, oh no, you're spreading misinformation. All those people are going to go away soon. So it's the old thing that if you want your own social media, buy one, start one. So that's what he did. Additionally, he's been embroiled in a protracted legal battle with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission over his Twitter activities. We'll get to that in a minute. And numerous Wall Street analysts express optimism over Musk's new role at Twitter. Now, I didn't check the stock today, but let me see if I can pull it up here real quick. I know it was up early in the day.
We pulling up Twitter stock?
Yeah. Yeah, of course it pulls up Twitter for me. Real nice.
It appears to be down $3.66.
Perfect.
Closed at $56.27. And it dropped throughout the day.
Perfect. That's exactly where I want it, because I'm going to buy it and make a ton of money like he did. So let me let me share with you what's gone on. Okay, there's 80.5 million Twitter followers that place him among pop artists Ariana Grande and Lady Gaga as the platform's most popular celebrity. I don't know if you could call him a celebrity or not, but his wealth has brought him celebrity.
Celebritard.
Yeah, right. So In an enraged and then deleted tweet, Musk famously apologized to a British cave explorer who claimed Musk mislabeled him as a pedophile by referring to him as pedoman. Musk sued for slander, but a Los Angeles jury subsequently cleared him. So nobody's had the runaround or the go through with Twitter like some other people have. He hasn't. He's managed to steer clear. It's just, I'm interested to see what direction he takes Twitter next. He's bound to open it up a little bit, explore it a little bit, make NFTs part of it, or cryptocurrency a part of it, or some other weird angle. But I'll get to more of that in a minute. One of his previous co-workers has told people, this is through Tesla X News, has told people to, quote, put on your track shoes now and prepare to work with Elon Musk. This is a former Tesla board member warned Twitter executives. This is according to somebody named, what is this guy's name? Steve Wesley.
Okay.
Something about Elon's work pace. Here we are in day one into this, and he's already saying, hey, maybe it's a good time to get the edit function in there. This is one of the first thing he wants is edit function. So you can go back and edit your tweets. Now, I don't know about that. There's a workaround for that. It's called delete. Delete and repost. If you made if you misspelled something stupid and you don't want to sound totally stupid, or how about this? Why don't you double check your shit before you post it? How about that?
Right. Measure twice, cut once.
Yes, that's a Mikeism.
Yes.
Anyway, it'll be interesting to me to see if he gets more followers on Twitter. I'm wondering if he's going to use this as his own personal social media thing here. What do you think?
It would be silly not to. You know, he owns 10% of the company practically.
Well, he doesn't own 100%, but he owns more of it than anybody else. He's the largest shareholder.
Yup.
Well, apparently, he wasn't allowed to be the largest shareholder right away. Apparently, there's some areas in the SEC rules that says he broke the law when he bought up the Twitter share. This is what experts are saying. They're saying he appears to have violated federal law by not notifying the SEC that he was buying up shares of Twitter, according to a report. This is according to NewYorkPost.com. SEC regulations required Musk to notify the market when his stake in the social media company had surpassed the 5% threshold, a delay that reportedly netted him a profit of $160 million.
Oops.
Because he continued to buy up the stock, and then when everybody saw he was buying up the stock, then they bought the stock. That's why it's down again a little bit today, probably. So anyway, yeah, Twitter's share price had skyrocketed by some 30%.
Yeah.
So according to
Up to like $48.
Finance professor David Cass of the University of Maryland told the Washington Post, I really don't know what was going through his mind. Was he ignorant or knowledgeable that he was violating securities law? Yada, 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 yada. Don't expect Musk, age 50, to be arrested or serve any prison time anytime soon, according to experts. The SEC will likely impose a six-figure fine on the world's richest person, whose net worth is pegged to be around $280 billion. Nearly $100 billion, then number 2 on the list. Guess who?
Bezos?
Yes, his old buddy Bezos. He's beat his buddy once again. So let me get this straight. So for somewhere between $100,000 and $999,000, he's going to pay a fine to make $156 million. Dude, where's the checkbook? I will write you a check right now, buddy. Shit.
Yep. Do you have Venmo?
Yeah, I mean, you want me to send it to you? Cash App, SEC? Surprised he doesn't buy back PayPal to send the money in.
Right.
Anyway.
I'm sure he has a password that he could.
Yeah, right. So what's your take on that? Do you think he's going to get fined? Do you think he's only going to get fined a little bit? Do you think he does jail time? What do you think?
No, he won't do jail time. They'll he's more important outside of jail than he is inside of jail.
I don't know. He's got a pretty mouth.
Nice. And who's going to determine that?
Bubba.
Yeah. He'll get a fine. No one will hear about it. It'll be back page news. You know, it'll be on page 12 of the freaking New York Post.
He's going to be on Backpage. I thought they closed Backpage.
Well, that's why I changed my verbiage to page 15.
Okay, good. I mean, that's what I've been told anyway. I don't know.
Right, right. Yeah, I knew you were going to go right there.
Yeah.
And you did.
Well, according to technickyfiction.com, that's the name of it. Yes, TECHY fiction.com.
Okay.
Elon Musk, the billionaire founder of SpaceX and Tesla Motors, has revealed his company's plan to transport humans to Mars. Reasons why it's important to colonize Mars, etc. He says, I just want to make sure that we're setting our sights appropriately and not missing anything because we'll be revisiting these questions in a few years. When I was thinking about what to do next, I didn't want to start another company. I just didn't feel like something wanted to do it again. So basically what he has come out and said is that he's going to have Mars colonized by 2050. That's 28 years from now. What do you think?
Well, if he's not going to start a new company, what's he going to do through SpaceX?
I guess so. SpaceX hopes to develop fully and rapidly reusable rockets. He's already done that. It's also likely he'll be launching his initial ships with humans on board from Florida Space Coast rather than Vandenberg, yada, 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 yada.
Yeah, we haven't heard much from that new fat rocket that he's got, that one that kind of stands itself up and floats around sideways. Well, his big transporter rocket. We haven't heard much about it lately.
It's funny you mention that about the rocket and him because, well, he put up a rocket today. Let me go ahead and pull that up. Yeah, I missed it too, dude. Well, wait, I should say I got these great pictures to put up from when I saw the rocket outside in my front lawn. There's the rocket right there that went up today.
Cool.
I missed it, too. Somebody texted me and reminded me, and I didn't see it until after the rocket went up. So that rocket that went up today was the first all-civilian mission to the ISS.
Wow.
Axiom 1, it was called, lifted off from LC-39A. That's the launch pad number. Axiom 1 takes off.
Yes, they're regular.
4 civilians, the first time.
39A and 39B.
Yeah, there's this is the booster that went up here. It's its fifth flight. It's booster number 1062. It's its fifth flight. It previously flew a couple other times there. Yada, 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 yada. The most important thing that happened, though, in the past 24 hours with Musk, he had a private party. Did you get your invitation?
I did.
Right,
I couldn't make it. I had email issues. I couldn't make it.
All right. Well, this is the visual from inside and outside that party. That is like laser light stuff that they shot up into the sky there that you could see. If you're watching on twitch.tv/both mics, it was like a firework light show, but with lasers. And it's called
Those like drones.
Yeah, it's Cyber Rodeo is what they called it. You had to have an invitation to get in this thing. You couldn't just like show up. Now it's very dark.
The whole neighborhood can see it.
You see the highway on the bottom there, and there's like a drone flying around there.
Yeah.
It's at the Tesla
Highway 130.
Yeah, Gigafactory there in Austin. He had obtained a permit to host 15,000 people at its grand opening. Had art installations and a bevy of Model Ys arranged to look like the Tesla's state flag. Or the Texas state flag, I should say. Did I say Tesla state flag? Yeah. So I guess he had...
You did, yeah. I was like... Yeah. You're kind of breaking up. It's a little choppy on my end, watching and listening, but it's a good feed on... Well, the feed is down on Twitch, too. Never mind.
Is it really?
Okay, now it's back up.
Okay. Well, there you go. There you go. I'm here. I don't know why it would be choppy. But we'll push on, because the show must go on. But... I want to know, how come I didn't get an invitation at his Giga party?
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about the dude.
We could have got on the freaking highway right there and just pulled over.
No, this was an indoor-outdoor event. The inside looked like it was pretty cool, dude.
I would imagine. Is that a 3D car with the wheels moving?
Yeah. Ooh. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. No, those drones are pretty freaking intricate.
And just like that, the Dallas Morning News wants to put an ad wall in front of me here, so I can't access it anymore. But that's okay. That's all right, because I got more on that later.
Cool.
Speaking of Musk and the alien update, we'll go over to his friend Bezos and see how he's doing.
Okay.
Now, I don't think he's in charge at Amazon anymore. I think he's still rich from Amazon.
Jeff, you there?
What?
That was me knocking on Jeff's door.
Nice.
Jeff?
I thought I was being choppy again.
No. Well, yeah.
Okay. Well,
yeah. No. Yeah.
According to the Intercept.com, they're saying the Amazon Union living wage, restrooms, chat app, all these words are not going to be allowed on the new Amazon worker chat app. So they can't use words. These words are banned. So Amazon has their own workers chat app. Remember back in the day I had who gives a shift and who takes a shift? I thought that was great. Okay. Well, these people are actually doing something with that shit. Well, Amazon workers are going to have this chat app, and you're not going to be allowed to use words like union, restrooms, pay raise, or get this, plantation, grievance.
How about massa?
Yeah.
Massa. Can you say massa?
I don't know about that. There's a whole list of them here. Grievance, slave labor, this is dumb.
Nice.
Living wage, diversity, vaccine, restrooms. There's a whole list.
It's got to be a
here,
lie.
dude.
It's got to be BS, dude.
No, dude, this is legit, dude. This is legit. You can't use the phrase "I hate." You can't use the word fire, terminated, compensation, bullying, harassment, I don't care, rude. This is concerning, stupid. This is dumb, threat, petition, grievance, ethics, fairness, accessibility, senior ops, living wage, representation, favoritism, rate, TOT, whatever that is, unite or unity.
TEOT?
TOT, yeah. Yeah. Master. You can't use the word massa on there.
Dude, I was joking. Holy cow.
No. Concerned, freedom, robots, trash, committee, and coalition.
You can say fuck the fucking fuckers, though, right?
No, you can't use curse words or slur words.
Oh,
like
okay.
That. No, those aren't allowed either.
Yeah. No fun.
This is to ensure a positive community.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, that's unreal. Dude, I'm stuck for words. I'm lost for words.
Well, this is another quote here. With free text, we risk people writing shout-outs that generate negative sentiments among the viewers and the receivers. We want to lean towards being restrictive on the content that can be posted to prevent a negative associate experience.
Can you say sterile?
I can say this is what's happening in the real world. You can't say shit anymore anywhere else. You can't do what you want anywhere else.
Just sterility. That's what it makes me think. No one's allowed to think for themselves.
Little Johnny, who's offended by this in Connecticut, there is he's mad at you, so you got to get kicked over social media. You got to get kicked off now. That's what this is. It's going into the workplace because there's so much pushback on it now. Guys like Elon Musk are buying up Twitter, so companies, big companies, they're doing the same thing. You want your own thing? Buy your own thing. That's what they're doing at Amazon. So this is obviously a very left-leaning thing here where they're going to restrict everything you say and do on your own work platform. So what if I need somebody to cover my shift? I can't say cover.
Strange because usually big business is very right-leaning.
No, not at all. Are you kidding me, buddy? Please. All the highest 1% of the richest people in the world, they all, 99% of them, without even seeing the list in front of me, they all voted for Biden. I'll just leave it at that. So that should tell you stuff. But oh, we're the 99%. Oh, help us. Oh, we're being pushed around by that evil 1%. Who does the 1% vote for? They vote for the guy who's not going to give them any problems. Anyway. Christian Smalls, a 33-year-old former rapper, had been fired by the company Amazon after leading a small walkout calling for better workplace protections against the coronavirus in 2020. Amazon executives, I don't know if I can say this word. They denigrated him. D-E-N-I-G rated him. Denigrated him. Wow, is that legal? Small.
Denigrated?
Small, who is black, they said, is not smart or articulate during a meeting with the CEO, Jeff Bezos, then. Oh, my God. I'm surprised they're not. See, this is how I know who they voted for. Because they're not getting. I didn't hear about this earlier. They haven't been sued about this earlier. In 2020, workers at the Amazon Fulfillment Center in Bessemer, Alabama, tried to join the Retail Wholesale Department Store Union. The attempt became usually high profile, attracting the attention of President Joe Biden, who released a statement saying every worker should have a free and fair choice to join a union without imitation or threats by employers. That's when the money comes in the back door and the saying goes out the front door. Amazon released a statement Friday saying it was considering filing an objection to the Staten Island union vote, alleging interference by the NLRB. Because you know they voted for a union up there in Staten Island.
Yeah, I heard. Which is good.
Were you in a union when you were at the grocery store?
Yeah.
Did it help? Did you pay for it?
Well, I think we paid like $3.65 a week. And it did help. And people don't realize the good thing about unions. You know, granted, there's things that I didn't like about it. The guy next to me got paid the same I did, and he was strung out on crack and heroin. And the only way we were able to get him to work would to let him take a long break and go down to New York City and get his score, come back, and then he'd do the work of 5 people. But that didn't happen until the day was half over. So that's the bad things about it. It protects people that shouldn't be protected. But you ever go into work and they tell you, oh, we don't need you today. Come back tomorrow on your day off. We're going to need you then. God forbid I had plans tomorrow or planned on working today or moved someone else's schedule around so I could work, and they tell me to go home or just don't bother coming in, but come in on your day off. Unions protect things like that. Where your boss overreaches and pulls crap like that on you and tells you that you can't use the word master on your work app.
Now, do they say master or do they say massa?
Massa. I'm sure both of those versions are on there. And if you don't feel denigrated.
So this article here on The Intercept goes on to say safety issues have been a perennial concern for Amazon workers. In December, a tornado killed 6 Amazon employees in a warehouse in Edwardsville, Illinois. So this is the company's fault, obviously. Many employees said that they had received virtually no emergency training.
Well, I think that comes with the instinct of being a human, You need someone to tell you where the exit is?
Yes, absolutely. It's somebody else's fault, Mike. I need to know who to sue.
Exactly. The litigation part, yeah.
So they haven't launched this yet. They say if it does launch, this app here, this chat app for Amazon employees, if it does launch at some point down the road, Amazon spokesperson said there are no plans for many of the words you're calling out to be screened. The only kinds of words that may be screened are ones that are offensive or harassing. See, who's determining that? It's recently been brought up through lawsuits that on Facebook,
it's those people.
That on Facebook, along with other social media platforms, that the fact checkers are using their own personal opinion.
Of course. Now, here's what's funny. I actually worked for a outsourcing company, the largest in the world. It's a Fortune 100 company, and they basically have their own workers, but they contract through other companies. And when I actually worked in their HR department, we did a lot of hiring and background checks for people with Google and Facebook. But we did like every company you could possibly think of. They would buy up sections of companies, or they would take over departments of companies and say, "Hey, you're going to take your moderator department here at Amazon or at Facebook, and we're going to do that work for you, and we're going to hire over those employees that you have. Either they worked for you as Facebook or the temporary companies that they worked for, the agencies." And God, I'd say 5% of them lie about having a college degree, even when a college degree was not needed for the position. You didn't need to put down that you went to Yale for 4 years, but they did anyway.
But you want to stock potatoes.
Yeah, and you're a moderator for Facebook. You're a moderator for Google, or a fact checker. And 10%, I would say, had DUIs. So 10% and these are young people that they were hiring too. $16.50 an hour. This was 2-3 years ago. So they were hiring, a nominal job for a decent pay, and they were taking them on to a Fortune 100 company. And they had awesome benefits. This is a company that when both my boys were born, they gave me 8 weeks off with pay.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, both times. And with my knee surgery,
they didn't have to do
my
that.
full wage. Nope, good company, because it's not an American company. That's why it was a good company.
Well, did they have a union?
Dublin, Ireland. No.
Okay.
But
they didn't need one.
Do you need a union when you pay your people right and you treat them right? And you don't tell them you don't need to come in today, go home today, come back to work on Saturday?
I don't think you do, but you look at what the unions did in the automobile industry. They priced themselves out of jobs. They priced themselves into more automation quicker. Some people, and I'm not besmirching anyone. If they could get the money, get the money. If you're only, if somebody's willing to pay you, you should be able to get that money. Whatever they're willing to pay you, you should get that. But the reality of this situation, knowing what we know now, is people didn't need to be making $85 an hour watching an arm put a windshield in a car as it came down the line every 35 seconds or whatever. You didn't need that. But it was happening. So I get it. I get it. It's just like what's happening now with McDonald's.
That's why they went with a lot of automation. They went with a lot of automation to get less bodies off the floor on the factories. And
now what? A lot of them are shut down.
And a lot of them are shut down. A lot of them left the country, and a lot of them have hired part-time temporary workers.
Well, yeah, they don't qualify for all that stuff.
If they were able to get around it with the unions to hey, we're gonna bring in some temporary people, and then we're gonna bring in more temporary people. That just a tip.
Everyone will work 39.5 hours a week, no more, no less.
Right. Yep, and you won't work for Toyota. You'll work for Steve's temporary company, and they'll pay you probably a little bit more, but they're not going to give you any benefits.
And you'll be swiftly kicked out the door if you fuck up or screw around.
Oh, yeah, you miss a shift, boom, next guy, next. There's a line outside waiting for you to come in.
Crazy. Speaking of a line outside, there was audio caught on a hot mic of Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods is playing in the Masters again. He's kind of testing out where he is with his back and everything. Did you hear about this story?
I did. Yes. 14 months after he had that almost fatal car accident that almost tore his leg off.
Well, he closed down the driving school that we advertised for him, and he got caught on a hot mic at this event in Augusta, the Masters. So you and I are going to be quiet for a second. I'm going to play this, and I want you to listen to what he said, okay?
This one's going to catch that slope and feed off the green.
Fuck off.
Now, I don't know if you could hear that on your end. I heard it on my end, but
yes.
Apparently when he came up a little short or the ball started to move away, he used the word, get this, fuck off, as the ball rolled the wrong way.
Now, was he talking to the ball, or was he talking to somebody
I
in the
don't
crowd?
know. I'm guessing he was talking to the ball. I don't know.
He is getting old, you know. Probably on a lot of pain meds, getting freaking loopy, and he's talking to balls now.
Well, Perkins has closed a lot of stores, so he doesn't have that many waitresses to pick up on anymore.
Nice. And he used to go to the Perkins all the time.
Yeah. I
over there by Olympia High School?
Yes, my son went to high school right next door there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought
my first mortgage office was near there.
I thought about dressing up like a chick, saying I identify as a woman, so they'd have to hire me, wearing a skirt, and seeing if I could get him to pick me up.
He lived right across the street.
Well, there you go. It would have been convenient for him. It would have been like, picking up to go food with dessert.
Yeah. But, yeah. I don't know about the fringe benefits would be worth it.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, speaking of, we did talk about Amazon there for a second. We talked about fair pay and all this stuff. But
yes.
Where is the happiest place on earth, Mike?
I almost want to say my pants, but we're not gonna say that.
That would be nice. According to 8newsnow.com.
Yes. It'd be Disney.
They're saying Disneyland in California is the happiest place on earth.
Wow.
They have 30,000 cast members. Almost 75% of Disneyland workers reported they do not earn enough money to cover basic expenses every month. Over 50% of workers said they worried that they would be evicted from their homes or apartments. The average hourly wage dropped 15% from year 2000 to 2017. Wages dropped from $15.80 to $13.86. But I thought we had this minimum wage, $15 an hour, was going to be great for everybody. What happened?
Yeah, the national minimum wage is like $7.25 still, or $7.95.
Well, there you go.
It hasn't changed in forever.
Well,
the states will have a higher one. Well, but the federal one has been crap for years.
But you can't get anybody to work now for less than $15 an hour. Have you been to service industry places lately? We went out to eat the other night at a regular restaurant. I'm not going to say it was nice. It was good. Everything was fine. Service was great. Food was great. Everything was fine. This place in my area is notorious, as far as I know, for having bad service. And we took a chance and we walked in and we had to wait. We had to wait about 10 minutes. We were the only people on the wait, and the only thing I could see was empty tables all around me. And I get it. They probably didn't have enough people, So we waited and everything worked out all right. But that's what it is now, dude. You can't find good people, period. If you can find somebody, they're not good.
Federal minimum wage is still $7.25 an hour.
Well, they say for those on the low end of the pay spectrum at Disneyland, they make around $11 per hour. More than 1 out of 10 employees at Disney has reported being homeless in the past 2 years.
Wow. Yeah. Well, it's if you want a minimum wage job that you have to, and all you have to offer is minimum wage activities, then that's what you get, They pay you in sunshine, right? Is that what they say?
Yeah. Well, here's a guy. He says, after 11 years at the resort, I make $12.02 as my base wage. He says, why should I drive 30 miles on the 91 and 5 freeways, almost in heavy traffic both ways, to earn minimum wage?
Exactly. Go cut grass.
Full-time merchandise host. And then another merchandise employee who's worked there for 16 years. Quote, it's really sad that working 16 years for Disney, I'm not making enough money to pay bills. And when I do pay bills, there's not enough for any other things like enjoying a nice meal with family or going on vacation. I sometimes stress on how I will pay rent, food, gas, and other expenses. I recently had to work Monday through Saturday and had one day off Sunday just to pay bills. I got a message for this.
Fold T-shirts.
I got a message for this person. No shit, Sherlock. What do you think all of us motherfuckers have been doing for, I don't know, I've been working since I was like 13 years old, dude. I'm fucking wore the fuck out, dude. I'm 42 years working. You're supposed to work 20 and retire, right? Yeah. Nah,
you're supposed to work 40 and retire.
Right.
Age 25 to 65.
But if I've worked 42 years, I think this person in 16 years, this person should have figured shit out. I'm not going to fault Disney the whole way here. I'm going to fault Disney to an extent because I thought that's where all this $15 an hour came from, was California, didn't it?
Who knows?
How does Disney get around that shit?
They just do. They're the big dog in town.
Here's another quote from a full-time.
And here's what's strange: Disney, a lot of them are union.
Yeah. Well, not in Florida, and they've tried that before here in Florida. They're more interested in politics than anything else here in Florida. They don't. No,
they're union here in Florida.
No, it's a right-to-work state.
My wife was part of a union for 18 years.
Well, you and I both worked on Disney property, and that's a little bit different than working for Disney, but not much. I mean, not much different. We are personally responsible for changing some of the rules at Disney. I take pride in that.
Nice.
I had an impact.
Dude, I mentioned to you we went to Disney a month or two ago, January probably. What kind of threw me off is when we parked and we walked over to the Magic Kingdom, to the monorail, and we didn't take the tram. And the first person I saw that was an employee for Disney was a security guard with long hair past his collar, with a beard and a mustache.
Crazy, huh?
And I was like, and I look over and I see a guy with like visible tattoos. I'm like, what the hell happened here? But yeah, we talked about that at length, about all the crap that changed at Disney. Not for the better, Well, another time for a get off my lawn story.
Yeah, they're in the news for grooming, supposedly. So I'll just leave it at that. They're disappointed in a bill by a name they say it's not, or name they say it is, and it's not. Doesn't mention that name in the bill. They're more interested in politics at Disney, and both those in Florida anyway. Disney has its own police. They have their own fire department,
their own municipality. Yeah, Reedy Creek is the name of the town or the area.
I predict they keep running their mouth and getting involved in politics. They're not going to have any of that shit anymore. It's going to go away. They're going to start paying taxes like every other hardworking person, every other small company. They're not going to get away with this. Well, we have our own fire department. We have our own police department. We don't need to pay taxes. Look at all this business we're bringing to your area. Yeah, I know you're bringing business to the area, but you're still going to pay taxes. Everybody else is paying taxes.
Well, I'm sure they will once the NFL starts.
Yeah. What does that mean?
Well, the NFL doesn't pay taxes either.
Well, a lot of people don't pay taxes.
Right.
You just have to find them. They just have to hunt them down. That's why the IRS is hiring 35,000 new people this year. They're going to hunt down people for tax evasion.
$15 an hour?
The government's running out of money. That's what's happening. All right. So check this out. There's some one-liners in here, and I want you to give me some funny one-liners here, okay?
Zing!
You don't think she did it, do you? By looking at the picture alone without hearing the story?
She's guilty of something.
Yes. This is according to WFLA.com, and that's who took provided me with that wonderful mugshot picture here of this woman. This is a St. Petersburg woman. This is via St. Petersburg. This is via WFLA.com. She was arrested for domestic battery after she allegedly scratched her girlfriend in the face with the couple's cat.
Okay.
Police say things escalated after Susan Verdenhall, 53, and her girlfriend got into an argument at a home in Largo. According to the report, Frudenthal took their cat, held it up to her girlfriend's face, and swore on the animal's life she was not cheating. The animal was in distress and scratched her girlfriend. The woman had multiple lacerations on her face, according to a police report. Upon the defendant being taken into custody, she said she was the true victim. Although the defendant was polite and compliant, online jail records show this was her second arrest for domestic battery since March 2021. So this is the first time, I think, a woman has been arrested for domestic battery for hurting someone with her pussy.
Nice.
Your turn.
Yeah. Dude. Yeah. All right.
Who uses a cat? What'd she do? Take the cat by the tail and swing it around? Throw it at her?
Yeah.
I don't think a cat is domestic battery, dude.
No. Dude, before I moved to Texas, and before I people don't know, I stayed with Mike for about a month and a half before I moved to Texas. Before that, I lived with another guy, and we lived in a house that was actually being foreclosed on, and he didn't know. So we went and we were looking for houses, and we ended up not finding a house. So I asked Mike, Mr. Stofka, hey, can I stay with you before I move to Texas? It'll just be a couple weeks. And he went off to live with people he found on Craigslist. Never a good idea. Even though I found him as a roommate on Craigslist. He ended up living with a lesbian couple. Not these particular people from WFLA, but
who are you calling these people?
These people are those people. Yeah. So he moved in with these people, these two girls, and he had his own room, and they had their own room, and it was a decent place. Gosh, I wish I could remember what area it was. It wasn't the best area of town. And I went over there one day just to hang out with him. I think we were helping somebody else move that I knew over in the Bithlo area. More of those people. And these two girls started fighting. And they come, like, the fight was in the bedroom, and then it spills out into the living room and into the kitchen and, like, outside. And they're both topless, scratching the hell out of each other.
Really? Oh, you mean they were physically fighting?
They were physically fighting.
Nice.
So, yeah, no cats involved in this one.
Nice.
But, yeah, when I read this story earlier, that's the first thing I thought of was, oh, my God, my buddy Andy moved in with two girls like this. Nice. And I was wondering if it was the same two girls. But apparently not. I don't think. It didn't look like her.
So
it was also 13 years ago.
My question is it because she had the girlfriend had a laceration on her face? Somebody's got to go to jail. I mean, they saw blood. Somebody's got to go, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Correct.
Why didn't they take the
Especially
cat?
in Florida.
Maybe cat scratched her.
Maybe they did.
Oh, there's a follow-up story here. The victim was diagnosed with cat scratch fever. There you go. Nice. I don't know. I got nothing else there. I'm trying. I'm milking it. I know.
Arrested by Sergeant Ted Nugent or
yes.
Theodore Nugent.
Yes, I should have said Sergeant Ted Nugent said. Guess where this is? This picture. If you're looking at twitch.tv/both mics or YouTube.
Well, I can see the street sign. It looks like Jersey.
It is Jersey. It is. According to Eyewitness 7, ABC in New York, ABC7NY.com. Heavy rains cause flooding, evacuations, and rescues in New Jersey and New York. So
there's a couple rivers that run through Bergen County that floods very easily. And,
there's the Hackensack River in New Milford.
Yep. It actually, parts of the streams and rivers where I lived fed into the Hackensack River.
Well, they say that that river rose up and swallowed several blocks of homes. About 14 people had to be rescued from their homes by police. Firefighters estimate 100 residents live in the area, a known flooding location. The basement of one home has water coming up the stairs, and all anyone can do is take a deep breath and wonder what's next. The rain overnight was tremendous, causing flooding at the bus depot in Rodeo and creating a rushing river in Hawthorne.
I know where they are.
The National Weather Service issued flood warnings for multiple areas in the tri-state on Friday, including Hudson, Bergen, Morris, Essex, Passaic, Middlesex, Warren, Somerset counties in New Jersey, and Westchester, Rockland, Dutchess, Ulster, Orange, and Sullivan counties in New York.
I was born in Rockland County, grew up in Bergen County, lived in Orange County. Yeah, I know Oradell, I know River Edge.
Well, I lived in
New Milford.
Middlesex County most of my life, so I'm familiar with some of that area. But I don't understand how this can be a thing. And it's not like New Jersey is like a newly developed area.
Yeah, the Hackensack River in the Hackensack Reservoir, the Oradell Reservoir, all that feeds the water supply for that entire area. So there's dams, there's spillways, all kinds of stuff. But I never remember that area flooding much. I know Lodi, which is another town in New Jersey, that used to time.
Well, they say
Lodi. A lot of Italians live in that town, like New Jersey, just like New Jersey. Certain nationalities kind of congregate to specific towns. And Lodi, if you wanted like Italian pastry or pizza or Italian, you went to Lodi.
But I thought oil and water don't mix. Sorry.
It don't. Right. But Lodi was, we kind of made it into an acronym, LODI, standing for lots of dumb Italians.
Nice. Very nice. They say this flooding was a result of a combination of factors, including days of rainfall filling up the Oradell Reservoir and rain from further north coming downstream.
Yes. Hurricane Floyd in, I think it was October 99, just after I moved out of New Jersey, New York area. We had no problem in Park Ridge where I lived. But upstream, they did. They had a lot more rain, and it came down, and it broke one of the spillways, and it ended up flooding like this entire area, including the police department and the fire department. So now Park Ridge has a new police department and fire department because of what happened back in '99.
It's funny you mention that about Lodi, because further down in this article it says, police reported localized flooding on Main Street between Union Street and Kennedy Drive near the Passaic Avenue Bridge. Heavy rains also caused the Passaic River to overflow Thursday night, flooding a Hawthorne restaurant parking lot and prompting evacuations. Around 300 diners at the Bodagra restaurant on Wagaraw Road were trapped by rising waters just after 10 p.m. Do you know where that is?
I know where Lodi is. I know where Main Street is.
They're saying it was about 2 feet of water.
Reservoir. Wow. Yeah, Passaic River. Bergen Tech. Bergen Tech was high school. I was on the Hackensack River, so I'm sure they were flooded too. But yeah, it's I know that I grew up in that whole area. I could drive that whole area like the back of my hand.
This is crazy. It's someplace called South Passac and Grody Road was closed due to flooding. A driver was rescued from
Pascack.
Pascack. There you go.
Pascack Road.
Yeah. So you know where all that is. Then.
One of my best friends lived on Pascack Road. It says Pascack Road. What town?
I
thought you said it.
Just near the Jersey state line with New York. I don't know.
Yeah. At Montvale. Yep.
Patterson. Nearby Patterson, maybe? Or is that somewhere different?
Possible. I know where Patterson. Yeah, Patterson's right along the Passaic River.
Well, there you
go. My mom used to work in Patterson.
Crazy stuff, man.
Yep.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah.
You would think that would happen in the low-lying area of Florida here, You would think that in a place like New York, New Jersey, the Northeast, a place that's been populated for how many hundreds of years, 1,000 years, what was it, about 600, 700 years, you wouldn't have these problems.
Right, but you also got to think that how much of the area is being